everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Specta Air. Now it is being offered by a brand new company called Cogito Tech, based in Hong Kong. Now they have a website featuring an entry-level Specta mini drone that looks a lot like the DJI mini drone. It has 4K video and 31 minutes of battery life, and it is coming soon. And also the Specta Air, which I have here today. It has a 46-minute battery, 4K at 60 frames per second, dual camera system, and 20 kilometers of video transmission. You can also check it out on Amazon with Prime one-day delivery as well. So do you see the resemblance to the DJI Air 3? Well, it has the same specifications as the DJI Air 3. So it is either a rebrand or DJI is branching out themselves with a different name. So here are the manuals for both the Specta Air next to the DJI Air 3 manual. So as you can see, they are basically identical. So taking a closer look, we have the foldable arms. Now the front arms have longer landing legs with built-in antennas in them that fold out from the side. And the rear arms with the shorter landing legs that fold out from the bottom. They have status LED lights on all of the arms, and we have the easy twist on and off spring-loaded dual-bladed floppy props. So simply line it up, push it into the groove, and twist to lock. We have the brushless motors. We have the 3-axis gimbal with the medium 35-degree field of view tele-lens and the 82-degree field of view wide-angle lens. We have 4 omnidirectional binocular vision system all around for 360-degree obstacle avoidance. And we also have 2 on the bottom as well, supplemented with a 3-dimensional infrared sensor on the bottom and a super bright white LED light. Okay, we have the USB-C port and the microSD card slot in the bottom rear with a dust cover, and the battery is also in the rear. Press both sides to unlock and to remove the battery. Now the battery is a 14.76 volt, 4,241 milliamp 4S lithium ion battery. It is said to have 46 minutes of flight time. There is the power push button on and off switch and the 4 LED light indicators. Short press to check the battery level. To slide the battery back in, line it up, push it all the way in, and it'll lock into place. Now a short followed by a long press powers on the Specta Air with the battery inserted. To power off, short press followed by a long press. Powers off the Specta Air. Now the Specta Air's remote controller is just like the DJI RC2 remote controller with the 5.5-inch FHD touch screen display. We have the flip-out antennas on the outside, but there are also 2 built-in antennas on the inside to form a dual transmitter quad receiver system known as the 2T4R system. It has an internal storage capacity of 32 gigabytes to store the screen recordings and the video recordings. And on the bottom has a micro SD card slot for additional storage right next to the USB-C port. Here we have the status LED and the battery level LED lights. We have the nice and smooth gimbals with the removable gimbal sticks, and the gimbal sticks have their own storage in the rear. Here we have the flight pause and the return to home button in one. Short press to pause the flight. Long press to return to home. Short press again to cancel the return to home. We have the flight modes button. We have the cinematic, the normal, and the sport modes, or speeds 1, 2, and 3. Now the sport mode disables the vision system, so no obstacle avoidance in speed number 3. We have the power push button on and off switch, a short press to check the battery level, and a short followed by a long press to power on and off the remote controller. Another short press followed by a long press powers off the remote controller. On the left shoulder, we have the dedicated video button. Press to record, press again to stop. And we also have the rotary dial for the remote camera tilt. Now the tilt range is negative 90 degrees straight down to 0 degree horizon and positive 60 degrees up from horizon. Now on the right shoulder, we have the dedicated photo button. Press halfway down to lock the focus and all the way down to take a photo. And we also have the zoom rotary dial by default. You can customize this in the settings. We have the speaker holes on the top, and in the rear we have the C1 and the C2 customizable buttons. Now the C1 by default resets the gimbal to 0 or negative 90 degrees, and the C2 by default turns on the LED light on the bottom of the Specta Air. Now, both sticks to the bottom and in, or both sticks to the bottom and out, will arm the motors of the quadcopter, and the throttle stick all the way down will disarm the motors of the quadcopter. So here is my very first flight with the Specta Air at the park. Now, taking off, nice and smooth. Very smooth. Wow, this is nice. Oh yeah. Wow, this is as good of a takeoff and pitch forward as I have experienced so far with any drone. So smooth. Now, I'm not a DJI fanboy, but I do have the Spark, the Phantom 3 Pro, and the DJI FPV drone with the Goggles V2. However, I have done quite a bit of budget GPS drone reviews, so I know when I come across a good GPS drone. And as expected, the Specta Air is better than any GPS drone I have flown so far. Now, I know this drone has the distance because it is definitely the same as the DJI Air 3. Everything so far says it is so. The software, the hardware, and the manual also indicates that they are basically the same exact drone. So what I want to find out is how far can I fly with good video transmission? Wow, look at how smooth this thing is flying. No glitches and super smooth. Now, I didn't know how to screen record on this remote controller until after this flight. so I only have the onboard DVR recorded video. On the next flight, however, which is somewhat of a distance test, I do screen record that flight. Now, to extract the screen recording was a truly bizarre experience, to say the least. It was the same exact way as the DJI RC2, so another proof that they are identical. Now, the recent rains have filled all of the lakes here at the park, so it looks really nice with water. Now I'll speed it up to 4x speed. So I have flown drones here at this park for many years, and never have I flown out of the park and across the highway over these rocky hills, which I'm about to do. And this is the drone that'll do it too. And check that out. No problem at all. And I still have total control. Now here comes a park right at that left side that I like to fly at, and it takes me about a 15-minute drive to get here from the house. But to get here, flying a drone is just wild. So I can fly all over town with this drone. So here we are at 4.36 kilometers away, and just before I hit the interstate, I'm turning back, and there's that park that I like to fly right below. Still complete control, and the video transmission is perfect. Okay, now here's a distance test at my favorite distance test spot. From inside the valley towards the place I like to call the desert flats. That distance is about 2 kilometers, but I'm going to continue to push it until there's about 70% left in the battery, and we'll see how far that will take me. So I know definitely that I can make it back. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to 4x speed here. Now the furthest that I have ever gone here is little over 4 kilometers with the Panasonic Atom drone. And that was pretty far. And the Panasonic Atom is a pretty good drone. Okay, so there is the desert flats area right up ahead. And that is where I usually take off from and come this way, but I'm going towards it because I know this drone will go a lot further than 2 kilometers. And as you can see, we're about to hit 2 kilometers. We just did. Okay, so man, there's so much empty land here. Look at that. Basically no neighbors at all. So we are headed towards the foothills up ahead until the altitude becomes an issue or the battery level gets to about 70%, and at which time we will turn back. So here we are at about 3,500 meters or 3.5 kilometers, making good progress. 82% battery or about 40 minutes left. And here we are at 4 kilometers. And see, 33 minutes left, 81%. So the time fluctuates. So it is more reliable to look at the percentage than the time remaining. Okay, altitude is 118 meters still yet. The speed is 11.9 meters per second. And now the distance is closing in on 5,500 meters or 5.5 kilometers. And as you can see, hills are coming up ahead. And slowly the terrain will get higher and higher. But the altitude, as you can see, still remains at 118 meters. Man, look at those houses over here. Look at that one on top of the hill. Nice. Okay, we're getting pretty close, and the terrain is coming up pretty fast. So I'm going to stop right about here, which is 7,715 meters or 7.7 kilometers. Man, look at that house. Wow. Real nice. Okay, heading back 66% and switching to sport mode. So let's boogie back home. Now I could have gone further, but I can't climb any higher. And this is more than enough to satisfy my hunger to know if this drone is a solid drone with zero interruptions with both the control and the video transmission. So I'm completely satisfied with the performance. So you can get the DJI Air 3 with the RCN2 remote without the display and one battery for $1,099. Or you can get the Fly More combo with 3 batteries and the RCN2 remote for $1,349. And the Fly More combo with 3 batteries and the RC2 remote with the built-in display screen for $1,549. So DJI is charging a premium of $200 more for the RC2 remote. But you can get this Specta Air with the RC2 remote with the built-in display screen and just one battery for $11.99. And you can add batteries, $150 batteries after that. That's just $100 more than the basic Air 3, but with the built-in display remote controller RC2. Same drone, your choice. And if you want to check it out for yourself, the link is down below in the video description. And look at that, we are back in the valley. So that'll conclude this initial review of the Specta Air drone. So I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.